Hi, I'm Sedalia Schwartz, Marketing Director here at the Lyon-Waugh Auto Group and at Porsche Nashua, the Porsche premier dealer here in Nashua, New Hampshire. Today we're going to take some time around the all-new Porsche Taycan. It is so electrifying, and I hope that you're ready to get electrified today. Joined with me today is Angelo Scuderi. He's not only the service manager here at Porsche of Nashua, but he's also a Goldmeister technician. He knows all that there is to know about the Porsche Taycan. And also to my right is Al Heath. He's the general manager here at Porsche Nashua, and he also will go in the inside and the outside through the whole vehicle so that you can learn more about its features. Well, we all know that Porsche is known for its design and performance. Al, can you tell me a little bit about the exterior design of this vehicle?
Yeah, you have the front of the vehicle, which came from the 918 Spyder. You have the silhouette, which is very similar to the 911, and then you have the swooping rear taillight, which is derived from the Panamera.
You know, one of the things that I love about the car is the really aggressive and muscular front fenders that carry over from the 911, along with the swooping top, which gives you that full panoramic glass, which is unbelievable when you're driving it.
Well, did you ever wonder what's underneath the Porsche Taycan hood? Angelo's going to show you.
So one of the great features this car has with advanced key is there's actually no buttons that you need to press on the remote control or anything. You just wave your hand, lid pops. And a decent amount of storage under here. The electric motors have a very low center of gravity, so it really gives you a lot of trunk space in the front area to accommodate day-to-day stuff.
So Angelo, although I'm really impressed of the capacity that you have at the front of the car, it's just not enough for me. I kind of travel heavy with my bags. Is there more storage?
There absolutely is. Because of where the high voltage batteries are located on the car, it does give you ample storage in the back of the vehicle to accommodate anything you may need to do.
That's great. So a great weekend getaway. And additional space, I'm understanding, right, Al?
Yep, if you fold down the rear seats, you can actually have a pass-through to the rear of the vehicle, and you can fit 2 full-size set of golf clubs right there.
So did you ever watch those videos where somebody's pulling up to the gas tank and they keep pulling into the wrong side? Well, with the Porsche Taycan, you don't have to worry about that for 2 reasons. Number 1, it doesn't have any gas. Number 2, you can actually electrify this from one side or the other, so you don't have to worry about that. Al, show them on that side.
You can charge right here on this side, either AC or DC charging. And on the left side, Sedalia, if you let them see that, you can charge just AC charging.
All right, Angelo, one other thing that caught my eye are these wheels. These are exclusive to the Taycan. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So aerodynamics was everything when it came to the design of this car. Starting from the very front where the air goes through the bumper cover around these specific designed Taycan exclusive wheels, and then even all the way down through the body where you have the active door handles that allow you to have as little wind resistance as possible as the air goes by it.
So we covered the front of the vehicle and the back. I'm still a little confused, Angelo. Where are the batteries? Where's the bulk of this car?
So what Porsche did was they integrated the structure of the car with the high voltage batteries. So the entire floor pan of the vehicle is where the batteries are housed. And with the way it was designed, it actually gave you a raised floor for where your feet are planted. And it really gives you that feeling of being inside of a true sports car.
And Al, you've been driving this vehicle. This is really true to the 911. You feel like you're in a 911, is that correct?
Yeah, you really can't tell the difference, and the acceleration is unbelievable. Let's go for a ride and check it out.
All right, guys, now we're inside of the 2021 Turbo S Taycan. I'm so excited. Al, you ready?
I'm ready.
Angelo?
Absolutely.
All right, tell us a little bit about what we're driving in now that we're in the inside.
This one here is a 2021 model. I'm lucky enough to be able to drive it. You're going to notice there's a lot of electronics in the vehicle. Angelo, since I'm focusing on driving this machine, will you touch base on some of these features?
So Porsche did carry on with a lot of similarities when it came to how the PCMs operate. They definitely made it pretty easy to go through, and on top of that, there are multiple ways that you can actually access different features of the car. One of the things that we have here is we have a home button, so it gets you all your main locations. Then you have a vehicle button, which gets you into all your different drive modes. and access different parts of it, which is, so you have your assist systems and trim computer and comfort systems and things like that. Some of them may not be active currently because we're driving, so it does limit what you can do while you're moving, and that's purely for safety.
That's great. And I will say, I'm sitting in the back, and there's a lot of room back here. We are 4 people, cameraman included, with his gear, and this is very roomy.
Sedalia, what do you think of the glass roof up there?
I love it. I feel like I could just kind of launch myself into the sky. It's so beautiful. It takes up the majority of the car, which I think is such a great design. Beautiful interior, very comfortable. What about some of the technical stuff, Angelo? Can you talk a little bit about the range, the things that people might want to know when it comes to an electric vehicle?
Sure. So that's always the biggest thing that comes up when it comes to electric vehicles, is always the range. What we've noticed in real life driving with this vehicle is, on a full charge, it will give you about 220 to 230 miles to empty. But as you start using it more and more, and you realize, with the added features that this car has, which is recuperation, you'll actually gain some mileage back as you drive the vehicle. So we've seen it get up into the range of 280 to 290, depending on your driving style. That is typically going to be the largest impact on your range, though, is how you drive the vehicle. And it is a little bit of a culture shock, to drive the car in a different way. But once you get used to it, you can actually really benefit from the features of it.
Well, and the thing too is, we used to always say electric is kind of the way of the future. Well, electric is here, and in savings, you're going to save probably around $3,000 a year in gas costs, because obviously you don't have those costs anymore, and you don't even have to have that anxiety of where the next station is to charge, because they really are all over the place. There's so many right now that are available for use, and that also should make somebody feel comfortable that they can go, get behind the wheel of an electric vehicle and have confidence that they can get from point A to B without any problems.
That's a great point, Sedalia, because Porsche actually has a collaboration with Electrify America. So with any Taycan purchase, whether it's a Taycan, a 4S, a Turbo, or a Turbo S, you get 3 years of charging with the vehicle purchase. So even if you're on the road and you gotta find a place, you can stop and charge, or you can set up the charger at your home at any time.
And there's also some of the local municipalities that are kicking back some dollars to an owner that is thinking about electric as well. Is that correct?
Yes. You also have certain tax credits depending on the state you live in, and you can get up to a $7,500 federal tax credit when you purchase a Taycan, or if you lease it, they give it to you as a discount on the vehicle.
So, Angelo, Porsche is known for their performance in all of their vehicles, and this one is no different from that. There's a battery that is 800 volts, is that correct? Can you talk about that?
Yep, so especially in this vehicle, it is the max capacity lithium ion battery that you can get at 800 volts as well. And, being that the Porsche's always been performance oriented, the way they have it situated in the car, because it's so low, the car is on the heavier side, but it doesn't give you that feeling because of how it manages the road with the weight of the vehicle being so low.
And I'm really impressed at how quiet it is. It's so quiet you don't even know that anything's happening below your feet or anywhere in the vehicle. A lot of people like the Porsche, throatiness of the cars. Is there an exhaust, or is there any setting that can make that amplified?
So the vehicle does have what they call electric sports sound, which is what it really is it's actually a system that takes the sound of the vehicle that it's already being produced by electric motors and amplifies it through little microphones. So I'll have Al accelerate right now, and I have it turned off, and it's pretty silent. If you want that extra performance sound while you're driving a little bit more spiritedly, I have it on now.
Oh yeah, I can definitely hear the difference in that. Yeah, that really is spirited driving for sure. I love that.
When it comes to driving it, I drive it every day, and it's pretty amazing how you think that you need the sound to have a vehicle, and it's like, it has no sound. That's all I keep hearing. It's actually quite relaxing, especially after, you know, you're at work for the day, you go home, you can actually just drive home, and it's almost a little comforting to have that, not have the sound that you're normally used to. It's relaxing.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I have an old 911 that makes a lot of different sounds, and the exhaust is really loud, and I thought I was going to miss it driving a car like this around, and it's just a completely different feeling, and one that I actually truly enjoy to drive as well.
And, you know, Al, you've been driving this car as your daily driver now for several months. Is it safe to say that, you know, you can't just go on a test drive around the block to really get the true sense of this vehicle? You have to live with it for a few days in order to really experience it?
Yeah, I mean, I had a time when I was in one for 3 months, and then I chose to go back into a Cayenne, and I called Angelo on my way home in the Cayenne. I says, I don't know if I can drive this car.
The same day.
It's too noisy. I just feel awkward, and once you're used to it, you really appreciate it. So, you know, a 20-minute test drive is not something that's gonna, I think, convince you of how great it is. It's great when you test drive it, but it's that much better when you use it as your everyday vehicle. Unbelievable.
What about charging the vehicle? If I look at my gauge and all of a sudden I see that I'm, you know, 10 miles out, I'm starting to get, you know, that anxiety. I need to get to a station to get some more electric in me. How long does that charge take to get to a full charge?
So depending on the charge station that you go to, assuming that's going to be a DC high-speed charger, it can range from, you know, the way the Porsche has it set up with an 800-volt charging system, it's about 15 to 20 minutes. But you're not always going to have that capability. So, you know, more real-world stuff is going to be somewhere around the range of 3.5 to 4 hours.
Well, that definitely makes sense, and that's not a lot of time at all, really, and certainly makes you comfortable in knowing that you're not going to have a problem getting to your final destination.
Yeah, one of the cool things that you have with this is it does let you plan your trips out around charging locations. So you can pre-plan your trip, like say you got a work day and you're going to go to do a presentation or something at another venue. You can easily just program the navigation route. So if it is a little longer, you can find charging along the way, so you can just pull off and plan it into the trip, so you're not into that you know, what they say, range anxiety. The other cool feature is you can, over here on the steering wheel, you've got different drive modes: Sport Plus, Sport, Normal, and then you have what they call range. And that range mode will not allow the vehicle to go over 60 miles an hour, and it also shuts off the front motor and makes it so it's only drawing off of the battery from the rear. It does add, you'll notice here when I click into it, every time you click through, if you go all the way to range, I just went up 16 miles currently, just by the flick of a switch. So it's just all about learning how to drive an electric vehicle, from what I find, to eliminate any anxiety, and planning your trips. And if you're a planner, this is the great vehicle for you.
Well, it looks like Porsche really thought about everything. You know, the interior design is amazing. The exterior, the same, just so thoughtfully, you know, designed from top to bottom, boot to bonnet. It's a beautiful vehicle. Should we see how fast this can go?
Yeah, you ready?
Nope, I'm not ready.
So you guys ready to see what this car can do 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds in launch control? Ready?
Oh my God!
Holy cow. That's crazy.
Oh my God! It does take your brains away.
It does.
My brain actually felt like it was, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. You're right. It was.
It makes you laugh. It's fun.
Well, guys, that was a whole lot of fun. Thank you, Al, and thank you, Angelo, for your time and for walking us through the Porsche Taycan. If you guys want to drive this vehicle, please come by Porsche Nashua, your Porsche premier dealership in New Hampshire. Thank you.